The Gold Rush, 1849. It would change Amador County forever. 90 years later, August 24th, 1939, a child was born in nearby Angels Camp who, one day, would also change Amador County.
I just don't want to forget that I once didn't have any of this. You know, it was all, you make it work. I told my kids way back when we started, do not forget that we're farmers first.
He always has been a farmer. He recalls driving a tractor as a young boy alongside his dad on their family ranch just outside Plymouth. Today, at age 79, on that very same land, Dick Cooper and his team have produced another bountiful grape harvest.
Very good, very good. It just looks good. It really does. It's going to be a good year.
For decades, many have recognized Dick Cooper as one of California's leading grape growers, and here in Amador County, he holds a special title.
He is the godfather of Barbera. He led the way to Barbera. They put it on the map, and it always had great quality. Look how brown the wood is.
Dick Martella is a friend and a fellow grape grower.
He is definitely a legend. Absolutely. I mean, my God, he has helped everybody in this valley at one time or another.
He's called the godfather of Barbera.
Mike Roser is the winemaker at Cooper Vineyards.
Dick Cooper's a giant personality. He's been my mentor to start with, because one of the things that I really like about Mr. Cooper is that he gives me the freedom to do what I want to do with the grapes. If I go to him and I say, I need this, he says, get it. Boy, it's been consistent all day, 26 bricks.
Whatever I learned about grapes, I never forgot. I mean, when it went in here, it stayed there. And I can't say that about everything else, but I can say that about grapes.
Dick Cooper was born to Henry Field Cooper and Ruth Elizabeth Deaver. The doctor who delivered him was his own grandfather, Dr. George Proctor Cooper, who bought the family's first ranch in Amador County. In 1957, Dick Cooper graduated from Amador High School in Sutter Creek. He spent 2 years at UC Davis, where he studied agriculture, before returning to Amador County, where he started a landscaping business. A short time later, at the age of 26, Cooper made history when he was named manager of the Amador County Fair, making him the youngest fair manager in the state of California. When you open a photo album of Dick Cooper, you will see a farmer who loves to grow grapes, a father and grandfather who loves his family. He has 7 grandchildren, and no one knows him better than his 4 daughters. Sitting next to him in this picture, his daughter Jerry.
I think my dad's one of those people who can see something before it happens. You know, he can design, what can I say, put in vineyards at different places, and he can do a landscape of what things are supposed to look like before they happen, which, you know, I think is kind of amazing. He knew that we were going to need white wines in this area when they weren't popular, and he has 5 different white wines, you know, the grapes that he grows out here, and that's kind of exciting.
To the right of Jerry, Dick's daughter Jennifer.
My dad is, you know, to me, he's my dad. I love him. He's a really caring dad, and he's always been there. And to other people, he's a well-known grape grower, and he's so accomplished and talented and skilled. And I recognize that, but for a long time, I didn't really think of him that way. I just thought of him as this man who was so special and really loved all of us.
To Jennifer's right, her daughter, Rosie.
I think my grandfather is an incredibly sensitive soul. He's a very artistic man. He loves to love. He loves everything. He loves women, he loves the ranch, he loves his family, loves dogs and cats. I've never seen anybody be more heartbroken of a chicken dying of old age than my grandfather. His name was Fluffy Dust Mop. It was really sad. It was the cutest chicken ever. So I think that sometimes in the persona of the legend, kind of the patron, the patriarch, you lose a little of that artistic nature and sensitivity. And he is an incredible artist with an incredible eye, incredible vision, and a really deep empathy for everyone. I've never gone to my grandfather with a problem, no matter how silly I'm sure it must have seemed to not have him listen wholeheartedly.
To Rosie's right, Dick's daughter, Chrissy.
But I think his dad would be so proud, so amazingly proud.
Why?
Because back when my grandfather was farming, it was nuts. Nuts were the thing, and I think grapes were kind of a new venture. And at that point, even the new venture was Zinfandel. So they got some advice from Daryl Cordy. I'm sure you've heard the story.
It turned out to be a life-changing story for the Cooper family. In the 1970s, Dick and his dad were looking to plant more grapes. They asked Daryl Cordy, a well-known food and wine expert from Sacramento, what kind of grapes they should grow. Cordy pulled a $1 bill from his wallet and wrote the names of 2 varieties on the bill. One was Barbera. Years later, Dick Cooper became known as the godfather of Barbera. That dollar bill now hangs in the Cooper Vineyards tasting room. To the right of Chrissy, on the far left, is Dick's daughter, Rochelle.
This really is his palette. We think of art as oil or acrylic, and this is his palette. These are his colors. It's olive trees, it's walnut trees, it's vineyards. So, very creative.
It seems like as I get older and this place gets bigger, it's harder for me to stay in touch with my grandkids because I like to call them every day.
My first name's Cooper. I'm 9. We sometimes eat lunch with him and eat breakfast with him, and we come up to his ranch a lot and hang out with him. I just feel like not all grandpas are like that. I feel like some grandpas are just more strict and he's just more loose and very nice. My dream is to be a dentist, but I want to work here too. So when I'm not being a dentist, I'll work here and sell wine or something.
So when your grandpa calls, what do you say to him?
I say, "Hi, Papa, how are you doing? And I love you." He's a country musician, and he's a really good one, too.
That photo album with pictures of farming and family is also filled with snapshots of this, Dick Cooper, the musician.
Dad loves music.
Music was always a part of our family. So he's a musician, and he always played music even before we were born. I think it's just part of him. I think music is just part of him. So he would go see Johnny Cash and all those old Buck Owens and all those old country guys we would go see in Sacramento.
He's played music all our lives.
Got introduced to music when I went to Kansas City, Missouri on a FFA field trip. And I prowled around in the morning there and just to see what the city looked like, what a city looked like. And I didn't have any close buddies there or anything. I was kind of on my own. Well, I happened to pause as they were opening a pawn shop. And so I thought, I'll go in here and see what's going on. And there was a K guitar hanging on the wall. So they really wanted to sell me that guitar. And I liked it, and I played it, and my little 3-chord deal and all. I had a finite amount of money in my pocket, and so they said, well, we'll make this available to you for $35. And I says, no, I can't afford it. Well, what can you afford? And I says, $25, and that's all I have. And okay, so they wrote me a receipt, and I walked out with the guitar. And then I had to figure out, well, how in the heck am I gonna eat? Because I was 3 days away from home in this town. And so you know what, I went to a store, I bought 2 loaves of bread and a pound of butter and walked back to the train.
It's been quite a journey for this man who loves music, farming, and family. His grandson, Marcus Swift, recently wrote, "You'll never doubt how much he loves you and how proud he is of everything you're doing. And nobody leaves more enthusiastic and encouraging voicemails. Even if he's having a rough day, I can call him and he's happy to catch up. At the end of every conversation, he'll tell me about something new on the ranch that he can't wait to show me, and that we'll have to hop in his truck and take a drive to see it when I'm in town. Every time he calls you, he'll tell you how proud he is of what you're doing and how he loves you. He also leaves the world's most encouraging voicemails. He's guaranteed to say I love you at least 4 times before the voicemail is over. I know how fortunate I am to have a grandfather who's not afraid to tell his family how much they mean to him, and I can't even begin to describe how thankful I am for that."
There was so much to be said about my grandpa. He is a role model, an entertainer, and above all, a mentor.
And Dick Cooper read the words written by Mark's brother, Eric Swift.
My grandfather taught me the value of hard work and perseverance, which set me on the path to becoming the man I am today. It's pretty nice. Thank you.
Does it mean a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, that boy's doing fine. They're all doing fine.
He's still making plans, this time to build a new barn, and those who know him best. What'd you think when you met him?
What I think? Well,
We'll tell you, do not bet against him.
I'd say he's lived several full lives. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think he's done most anything he wanted to do. I really do.
I'm not trying to be any more than the kid that hauled hay all summer long or drove the tractor, you know, and my kids all do have that same idea that we're farmers first, you know.